So this lesson is called the sound bucket lesson. Some people use different materials for this particular activity. So you can use the sound bucket I'm about to show you, or you can use what we call the sound pouches. When we say sound pouches, they look like a sack that have been sewed. Okay, so let's say we have a jeans material, then we soak it, we sew it in a sack form, okay, like a pocket form, which has a thread that can be pulled to tie the edge of it. So we put objects in it. So we can name each bag or that pouch. We can name each one with a letter sound or with a letter name. So let's say we have A, B, C, D for each of these bags or pouch that we create. So when you see this kind of sacks that has the letters A, B, K, D on them, it's called the sound pouches. It's the same thing that we use the sound bucket for, just that that one is in like a sack form. And we have what we call the sound bins. They also are like bowls that are being covered. So we have different bowls that we cover them, and we name each bowl with a letter sound. So we have a bowl for A, a bowl for N, a bowl for E, and we put objects that have their initial sounds of that letter in it. So let's say we have a bowl of A, and then this bowl has a lid and it's called A. That particular thing is called a sound bin. Everything you are putting in that bowl or that container has to have its first sound as what? A. So if you have an apple, you can put it in that bin or that bowl. If you have, let's say, an antelope, you can put it in there. So anything that has the initial sound what? A. I prefer using the sound buckets to using the sound bins and the sound pouches. I see the sound bucket making the classroom more beautiful. So I normally use the sound bucket. So I have some two sound buckets here, and I'm going to show you how these sound buckets are used. So this sound bucket is the sound bucket for B. It's the sound bucket for B. So you can see it's a bucket and it's named with what? B. 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 Now we put objects that has initial sounds B inside this bucket, and we begin teaching this lesson with children of 2.5 years old. So they start getting the concept of words and objects having what? Initial sounds. So let's see what we have in this bucket. So we have this. So as you can see, we have objects that has the initial sounds B. We have a butterfly over here, and this butterfly has its first sound as what? B. We have a bus, and this bus has the first sound as B. We have a bag, also having the first sound as B in our sound bucket B. We have a boy, which has the first sound as B. And then we have a bird. We have a bird also here with the first sound as B. Now let's look at what we have in our K buckets. We have a cow, and then we have what? A can. We have a cow and a can. This tells the child that we are talking about K, and they are what? We can hear the first sound K in the word can and then cow. So you are going to introduce the children to the sound buckets. We use an activity that we call the 3-period lesson, can be used here by teaching them the names of the objects in each of the buckets. So we can pick, like, let's say the bucket, and we bring bird, we bring boy, and then we bring bus. Then we teach the child the names of these objects. This is a boy, this is a bird, and this is a bus. So they learn the names and then we stretch the initial sound. Bus, bird, boy. So you stretch the initial sound that you want the child to get. You teach them, and then after this, you move on to the next lesson we call the I Spy game, to see if the children can actually identify or recognize the initial sounds that they have learned from the sound bucket. So you use the spy game to assess this activity to see if they can actually recognize the first sound they hear from each of these objects or items. So that is the sound bucket activity. Let's watch how the I Spy game goes, or how it goes, okay, in the next video.